It's a money-making day. Excited, it's a Thursday 28th, continuing to drive business together with you. This is SMB, and what do you know about financial literacy? Are you engaging in anything about financial literacy? Are you even interested? Do you even know what power it has to actually change your life? And also, when you adopt the services, more so the tools are very important that are being used in financial literacy, and these come along with the digitalization. These come along with technologies that are improving day by day, and definitely not forgetting on the financial discipline. Now this one goes on the personal or individual basis that you are at. How are you making sure you financially disciplined to make sure you integrate all this combination? But today, a Thursday, NSSF Britam is actually addressing a financial literacy breakfast meeting that is happening at Golf Course, and Joram Sonko is definitely on standby to share with us more on what we look forward with the NSSF Britam Financial Literacy Breakfast. Joram, if you can hear me, good morning, how are you doing? And we're excited to hear from you what we expect with this particular breakfast.
Yes, thank you very much, Rita. Good morning. This is Smart Means Business, and we're coming to you live from Golf Course Hotel this morning. And what is happening here is that we are having the NSSF Britam Financial Literacy Breakfast meeting, and we want to understand how making your benefits count is literally one of the key discussions that are going to be happening here this very morning. So we have very many stakeholders that are going to take part in this meeting, and pretty much more of a lot will be coming your way live on Smart 24 TV. And joining me, I'm joined by a gentleman in Apollo Mbowa from the NSSF, who is going to take us through and giving us a preamble of what we do expect this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So if you can tell the viewer out there, first of all, thank you for having us here.
You're welcome. This is the NSSF Britam Financial Literacy Breakfast, and we are happy. We thank you, Smart TV, for allowing to air this to the audience that has not been able to make it in the live event.
Okay, now for a viewer out there, if you're to give us a preamble, what do we expect? What are the key discussions in this meeting today? And do you expect to come to some certain conclusions as well?
Yes. Thank you so much. This is a conversation that we are having with people who are above 45 years, and we are talking about money. When you talk about NSSF, of course, everyone will understand that we are a money institution. We pick people's money, we keep it, we grow it, and then give it to them. One of the things that has happened in the industry is when you clock 45, you can claim a benefit from NSSF, at least 20%. When you clock 50, you can claim 100% of your money if you are not working. When you clock 55, you can claim all your money from NSSF. This is money we keep for them. And NSSF, when we score on ourselves against those perimeters of pick money, keep it, and grow it, we are scoring really, really well. However, we're struggling to score on, does this money help our members? I've kept it for them, I've grown it for them, I've given it to them. Does it help them? And we notice there's a gap between the amounts of money they are receiving and the lives they are leading. And we feel like we need to have that conversation before they get their money. And we brainstorm, understand what are the challenges, how best can they do. So this morning we are going to have experiences. They're going to share within themselves experiences. We're going to get experiences from people who have taken their money. How are they living their lives right now? What should this money do? What are the things you need to do to prepare for yourselves? We just want to start this conversation, and this is one of the very many. And we thank Britam who have come in to sponsor this particular one. We are basically doing a number of these with different providers, with different employers. And why we do this is we believe, our cardinal belief at NSSF is for a person to be a person of means, that person needs to have options. So if your only option, the only place where you have money is NSSF, then you are regarded as poor because you only have one option. So we have a campaign we are saying become better, be a person of options. And we are saying if you have 100 million with NSSF, can you have 30, 40 with your unit trust provider? Can you have 30, 40 with your business, with your rentals, with your... We want you to have options so that NSSF becomes one of those options. So today, Britam, being one of the options providers, saw it fit to just sponsor about 200 of these people to come in here and we have that discussion. Yes.
And so you would want, what I also want to understand is that everyone here has got not even the chance. So does it mean that everyone who is in today's meeting or available in today's meeting has already accessed the 20% of the midterm access?
No, hard to tell. These are people eligible, but as you've seen the statistics, not everyone that is eligible actually comes and accesses because of various reasons. Some need to first prepare themselves, others, they still have means, others have accessed. So we just, everyone has a unique situation here. Some have access, some have not, some are waiting, some are in the process, but either way, we still need to have that conversation. Others are not even intending to access in the next 10 years. But we, as NSSF, it's never too early. Actually, at 45, it's very late. One of the basic programs we have is we have programs for 7 to 14 years. Right now, going on in another venue, we have the Career Expo. We are talking to people at university. They are not yet our members. But this conversation, we begin way before work. But that doesn't mean if we have not had this conversation with you while you are in your formative years, while you're in your early years, we shouldn't have it. Let's have it. We can still save something, or we can actually learn something, because even in this particular room, there are people who have very good success stories, and these success stories we can go and share with 7-year-olds, with people at campus, so that they have better years. So this conversation begins. And just to give you a little bit of brief, as NSSF, we felt we needed to do this because that is the point where we are being of purpose to you. I am only of mandate to you if all I'm doing is pick your money, keep it, because that's what the law tells me. Pick money from them. If they refuse to give it to you, imprison their employer, grow it, refuse to give it to them, grow it and give it to them at a certain age. That's mandate. That's the law. But if I have done all this very well and you finally access your money and it doesn't help you, as you have seen one of our statistics that in 2 years people have lost this money, then as NSSF I haven't been of purpose to you. So this whole initiative is for us to be of purpose to our member, and we believe that by doing this, among all the other things, we are doing so many initiatives, but this is one of them. We will definitely be increasing our purpose to our member. Our purpose as NSSF is to be for a better life, making savings a way of life for a better life. So we want people to become better.
Then lastly, if you're to throw in some numbers, ever since the president asserted this into law, how has been the response from the people who have been serving with NSSF to come and access these funds?
You're going to have, when the presentations begin, you're going to have a full figure of that. But one of the things I want to note out is there was a huge outcry. So as NSSF, we mobilized ourselves, and you're going to hear these stories. We mobilized ourselves and got ourselves ready to serve the whole 45,000 people we are expecting. Not all the 45 have shown up, but those who have shown up from the 7th of March have been served. We have so far paid out about 347 billion from the 7th of March up to now. That money has already reached people's accounts. People right now that the traffic have gone down. The traffic has gone down because some people are waiting for interest, then they can come in. Others are opting to wait. One thing you need to understand about midterm access is it's a benefit that is there to stay. So whether you're 45, 48, you can access it next year, the other year, or the other year. It's just not a periodic thing. So people are making because money is unique. Depending on what people are looking at, their objectives, that's when they will make the decision of when to come to NSSF. And as NSSF, and as you will hear from the speakers here, we have mobilized the force to make sure that we are able to pay. Yes.
And lastly, if you would want to know your role at NSSF, I did forget to ask that.
Oh yeah, my role, and thank you for asking that, because it's very, 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 very prudent. I am paid. Well, that's one of the things people need to understand. And how am I paid? I'm paid off people's money, their money. So my members pay me, and my role is to provide financial advisory. So if you're an NSSF member out there, or not even an NSSF member, you have already paid for someone to give you financial advice. So there is no reason why 56% of us go and ask a relative, or when NSSF has already put this in place. So I head the financial literacy unit, and what we do is basically give advice. Our role is just advisory. The decisions are for the members. So that's what I am paid to do. I'm paid handsomely, and I need you people to come and access these services. I don't have to say they are free, because you are already paying us to do them. So that's my role at NSSF.
All right, thank you very much. We shall surely get back to you after that. Well, I hope you've got a preamble of what is going to happen here. He's the head of the financial literacy at NSSF, that is the National Social Security Fund, that is Apollo Mbowa. He's the host of the day, and as well as the lead coach of everything about the tradings. Now, what I've also realized here, in one of the opening remarks as we were beginning, is that some of the invited people here represent the 7% of the Ugandans who have saved money worth 50 million within NSSF. So you can easily see what are the bigger names that we do have here. And we shall clearly be getting up close and personal with most of them to understand how the training has been. But the training is going to be coming to you live at the comfort of your living room or wherever you're watching the show from, as well with our daily programming today. And like I said, we are live from Gulf Coast Hotel here in Kampala. And it is the Britam Nssf Financial Literacy Breakfast meeting, discussing on how you can make your funds count, more so for those that have apparently been able to as well get these funds. Now, back to you, Rita Kabanyoro, in studio. For all of you that have been catching up as well, thank you very much. We shall clearly get back to you with all that is happening now currently on ground.
That is Jerome Paul Sonko there, coming from Gulf Coast, where the NSSF Britam Financial Literacy Breakfast meeting is undergoing, and also highlighting for us what we anticipate from that particular breakfast. Moving forward, we now head to what is coming up from UAE, and that is Uganda to open passports to in UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, but information will be captured, sent to Kampala as well as back to the UAE. And Simon Peter there, who is the PRO Ministry of Internal Affairs, was highlighting that the 5th Ministry of Internal Affairs is set to open a passport office in Abu Dhabi, there in the capital city of the United Arab Emirates. And also this was revealed by the Ministry of Internal Affairs spokesperson, like I said earlier. Pedersen Mumbere reports more on what we anticipate with this particular opening coming up.
According to Simon Peter Mundai, the spokesperson of the Internal Affairs, Uganda will be opening up a passport office in the Abu Dhabi and is scheduled to be launched on May.
We are opening a passport office in Abu Dhabi, UAE, next week on Monday. We are launching it, and this is intended to help Ugandans who are living and working in UAE. This office will do enrollment of applicants, will process passports, but I have to add that these passports are not printed in the diaspora. This information is captured and sent to Kampala. Once the passports are already printed, they are sent through courier back to the diaspora. And this is the practice everywhere in the world. We have a central printing point here in Kampala where passports are printed. So next week, I think I will even not be here. We shall be in Abu Dhabi launching that office of passports. This is a milestone. We are also opening a call center at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Call center will be a central point of contact to provide information. If you have any issues, if you have any complaints, if you have any compliments, anything you want to find out about our services, you may not need to come to Ministry of Internal Affairs. All you have to do is to make a phone call, which number I'm going to provide. I think in about a week's time, when we open this, I will invite you during the launch.
He says that this office will help Ugandans working in the United Arab Emirates to apply for their passports without inconveniences at the airport, just in case they still possess the old passports.
Times, and we have come here, we have gone to TVs, we have gone to radios, we have gone to communities and advised the public that those old passports ceased to be used on 4th April. And this information is in the public. So nobody should show up with an old passport at the airport because these passports no longer work. They will send you away with that passport.
Mundai noted that they phased out the old passports on 4th April, but a number of Ugandans are still being inconvenienced at the airport after showing off the older ones. He further cautioned Ugandans against using brokers in the process of applying for passports, adding that currently the process for applying for a passport is easy and can be done at anybody's comfort.
With you this morning, and first of all, to begin with, we have thousands and thousands of passports that were applied for, processed, issued, and they are lying in our stores in Chambogo. Ugandans have not come to pick them. I call upon Ugandans who applied for passports, actually paid for them, and those passports are ready. Messages were sent to them to come and relieve us of those books because we don't have space where to keep those passports. We are actually going to resend messages again to those people whose passports were made and ready for collection. They are there. A person applied for a passport, even paid, came and queued up, and the passport came out, but the person is not willing to go and pick the passport. So please, pick up these passports. They are ready. And
he finally revealed that they are opening up a call center at the Ministry of Internal Affairs for any Ugandans or anybody who would like to find out on the services, saying that this number will be provided in a week's time. Pedson Mumbere, Smart 24 TV.
Pedson Mumbere there for that particular report. And now conclusively on the third hour, I want you to take a peek about the Labour Day celebrations where Ministry of Labour was outlining the expectations that the country awaits towards the celebration on Labour Day. And as a way of solving problems at workplaces, the Labour Ministry outlined out the nation's expectations on workers, which is to be celebrated actually today at Uma in Lugogo.
According to the latest Producer Price Index report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics,
it's always attributed that employers respect the rights of their employees as this bridges a link between them and their subordinates. Uganda is among the nations pushing and advocating for research concludes that higher rates of unemployment and absence of minimum wage policy are some of the major causes of abuse of labor laws in Uganda. With this trend, Douglas Opio, the Executive Director, Federation of Uganda Employers, has urged workers to endeavor and understand their rights.
It is entirely correct that the state of employee rights is deteriorating. I think it's because we tend to present a lot of the things which are not being done right. But the right thing, we quite often don't hear about it. Now, speaking particularly on violation of rights, I think it's linked first and foremost to ignorance. A lot of our employees don't actually understand their rights. So because they don't understand their rights, they don't seek.
He also campaigns the aspect of maximum exploitation, which is brought about by the desire of massive break-even profits.
So employers who believe that you can use unscrupulous means to make additional profit. They basically believe that if you exploit, you make more, which I think is a fee of work. Those two things are mainly why I see that sometimes employee rights are abused. And of course,
OPIO also advocates for adjustment of the labor law due to the COVID-19 imposed style of working. This is to ensure flexibility aimed to favor both the employer and the employee, resulting to a favorable working atmosphere within the country.
First and foremost, COVID-19 made us realize that flexible working arrangements are important in the world of work. Previously, our thinking in the law was that work is 8 to 5. But as we now know it, you could even work from home. Now, our law doesn't address issues of working from home. If an employee who is working from home, the law doesn't tell my employer what exactly should we be doing. So we need to address that, ensure that our law is aligned to the circumstances of the time. Secondly, for instance, the issue of unpaid leave.
The labor movement has been instrumental in the enacting of laws protecting labor rights in the 19th and 20th centuries. Labor rights have been integral to social and economic development since the Industrial Revolution. Employment standards are social norms for the minimum socially acceptable conditions under which employees or contractors are Andrew Smart.
Don't hesitate to definitely share with me what you think. Very well, do not hesitate to make sure you type in the comment section what you think the Labor Day should entail, or how you're going to celebrate it, or also how is your workplace and what you think should be actually improved around there. We return from the break and speaking about what oil and gas has got to do with the banking sector in the country, and also what you need to know about sustainable banking. We return from the break. We've got an expert to engage that with us from Centenary Bank.